you get the sense, I mean, it's a really important period for Rashford. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2 seasons ago, we had that great season where he scored 30 goals, and then last season, just 8 in all competitions. It's real disappointing. He started well under the last manager, Erik ten Hag, and then faded slightly. So what are we going to see here? Now, what was interesting against Ipswich is he started as a centre-forward despite Amorim having Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee available. And we can see from his numbers, his actual record as a striker, Rashford, is not too bad. He's got 10 goals in 24 games in the games where he started in that central striker role. Now, as a winger, it's a little bit different. He's played much more games and he has scored more goals, but the goal rate is a little bit, well, it's clearly not as good. He actually creates just as many as a centre forward than he does as a winger. And the XG is a lot higher too. He's getting better high quality chances, and the chances created, it's not too dissimilar, is it? 94, 1.02. So yeah, Marcus Rashford isn't too bad as a centre forward. According to the numbers, it's just a question of whether that's his long-term role under Ruben Amorim. Because Amorim's saying it wasn't in his best position. What else did Sunday show? What else did guest Sunday show? It wasn't a great game for Manchester United, was it? They were under the cosh quite a lot from Ipswich. So what we saw from the heat map is that Rashford was actually forced back to his own goal quite a bit. And actually, the biggest area he was actually in his own half near the centre circle, but he was sort of drifting out to the left. So that might give a lot of encouragement that maybe that central role for Marcus Rashford is the one for him. But he does have Rasmus Højlund and he does have Joshua Zirkzee available. Obviously, centre forward is sort of like a big theme under Ruben Amorim, because look at what he did with Victor Gyökeres, for example, and developed him as a young player. Now, Rashford's not young anymore, but now we sort of have to see if Rashford is going to have a long-term career at Manchester United, because he's already had a good career, but he needs to now show he deserves to be there. He needs to sort of hit the ground running under Ruben Amorim. Yeah, well, just 1 goal for United on Sunday. Obviously, Rashford, after just 81 seconds, is finding the net the biggest issue to resolve. I mean, how do you resolve a problem like that? Well, exactly. All you have to do is look at the numbers. Just 13 goals, despite creating 18 expected goals. It's the second worst underachievement in the Premier League after Crystal Palace, who are not having a good season themselves. And that's mainly because they've got such a poor shot conversion, especially the likes of Højlund and Zirkzee, who've started the seasons in centre-forward roles, and they miss a lot of big chances as well. It's not as if they don't get enough chances, or there's a creativity issue. It is purely a shooting issue. So, Rashford got off to a great start against Ipswich, but it's just a question of whether he can get that consistency to change all these numbers. How key could Bruno Fernandes be to trying to change the numbers? Well, he is a good creative outlet, but he's another player who's having to face with a position change. We heard from him just there talking about having to be in the front three, and he played in the front three against Ipswich. And look, the numbers were pretty good. He created more chances than anyone in the game. He's second to final third passes, high up on the expected assist, and also pressed pretty well as well. And in the middle third, because Manchester United were playing with a slightly lower block. But yeah, he's sort of playing in the front three, but he is being pushed inside because Amad Diallo is playing more as a winger. Now at Sporting Lisbon, Ruben Amorim had a player called Pedro Goncalves, who is one of the most creative players in the Portuguese top flight. And he was playing in the Bruno Fernandes role that he wants to emulate. Exactly. He's just trying to almost like copy and paste, because we know Amorim is very wedded to that 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3 formation. So the early signs for Bruno Fernandes are good, but they're 2 big home games against Bodo Glimt and Everton to sort of improve these attacking numbers. Yeah, see how he goes this week.